India says it's launched what it's calling surgical strikes on suspected fighters in Pakistan, saying they were getting ready to infiltrate the part of Kashmir India controls. Pakistan is denying India carried out the strike, saying it was cross-border fire. Let's get more on this now. We're joined by Sreeram Chaulia, Dean at the Jindal School of International Affairs. He's joining us from the Indian capital, New Delhi, via Skype. Mr. Chaulia, very good to have you with us on Al Jazeera. So firstly, Indian government saying that it's carried out a surgical strike. What more are you hearing in New Delhi?
Well, there is a mood of expectation in India that there must be a cost to the terrorism that comes across our border in the form of jihadist fighters who are trained and given sanctuary by the Pakistani military. So a lot of people here are elated in many ways that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has authorized this kind of bold action. And when they say surgical strikes, the talk here is that either we Indian forces crossed across the disputed border into Pakistani territory, or pinpointed and targeted terrorist infrastructure and camps of jihadists on the Pakistani side using artillery and other means through our aerial recce's and satellite positioning and so on. So it looks like it is actually a different kind of response from India from the past, when there have been attacks on in Indian Kashmir, and India has been often accused of being soft and unable to respond. But for the first time, we are seeing a bolder initiative from the Indian Prime Minister and the Indian military.
Okay, but Pakistan is saying that India's claims of these strikes are just an illusion, that this is cross-border fire across the line of control. What are we to make of these conflicting accounts?
Well, it always happens in South Asia. We are quite familiar with this game of recriminations and claims and counterclaims. I think Pakistanis have to save face, because what has happened is these attacks have happened. India wouldn't risk making a public claim about this if it had not happened. So I think the Pakistanis will want to assuage their own public opinion, which would be outraged, and which would say, how could we allow the Indians to do this onto our side? So I think they are covering and saving face by saying, actually, this is the regular artillery shelling that goes on. The Pakistani version is that two regular Pakistan soldiers have been killed in the Indian firing. And that keeps happening on and off all the time. So they're trying to make this sound like nothing special, and this is the usual stuff, and we will also respond in kind and keep on fighting from our side. And this is the usual. But I think what is different this time is the casualties include jihadists. So this is not a typical matchup between two conventional militaries. There is a third player here, which are these hardline Islamist Sunni jihadists who have been attacking India from across the border, and they have been hit this time. So I think this is a departure. But the Pakistanis will not admit that these terrorist camps even exist. They will say that our regular infantry and soldiers have been hit. So I think this is where the dialogue of the deaf goes on. In a way, India will make the claim and the Pakistanis will refuse. But more worrying than the counterclaims is what will be the repercussions of it for regional stability.
All right, we have to leave it there with Sreeram Chaulia, Dean at the Jindal School of International Affairs, joining us from New Delhi there. Thank you.